we were up to the mantra, I think. But before I close these files, nobody wants to ask anything about any of the Buddhas, any of the medicine Buddhas?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. No, I just want to know, the Buddhas have different colors.
Yes.
Where do they come from?
Themselves. Where else do they come from? There's actually some controversy about this, which didn't make Lama Zopa very happy. That in different traditions, there's different lamas who talk about the medicine Buddhas with different mudras and different colours. So Lama Zopa actually went to, or he sent somebody to His Holiness's office to ask which is the right one, which mudras, which colours, and His Holiness's reply was, different lamas see different colours and different mudras, so each lineage is correct. And that's all His Holiness would say. So there are different lineages with different colours. But yeah, I think a lot of gold, there's gold, pink, these seem to be the main one. Pink, it's the white and red drops coming together. It means very healthy. Pink means very healthy. But the white drop and the red drop coming together at the time of death, that's one explanation, but the other explanation is, you know these Tibetans, new Tibetans, and they've got really pinky red cheeks and really good complexions, very healthy. And then golden, so a golden colour, again, I think signifying good health. They seem to be the main ones, except for the main one, which is blue, the medicine Buddha, which is blue, and that's particularly connected with the heart, with this area. White, red, blue. Yeah. Hello?
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Anti-lady.
And this the seven medicine Buddhas means that I can choose one of the seven, which I think is the best one, which
Could.
Oh, okay.
You can either do the practice with all of them, which is the best thing to do when you're not sure. Use the 7 medicine Buddhas. Otherwise, you could choose one medicine Buddha, and also if time is the issue. You know, you don't have so much time, but you want to help somebody, so you could visualize that one medicine Buddha over the person that you're helping, or the animal, or the insect, whatever it is. You could visualize the energy in the form of nectar coming down into the person or the animal, and then light coming down. So you'll see in the sadhana how it goes from nectar to light, and purifying and removing their sickness, any problems that need to be removed. You can also do that for the medicine that the sick person is taking. You put the medicine in a bowl, and then you visualize the medicine Buddhas above, and then the energy coming down into the medicine to give more power to the medicine. Or if they're having chemotherapy, you could also think the energy going into the chemotherapy and then empowering it and changing the energy of it, so it's very beneficial. And often people who do that have no reaction to the chemotherapy. They don't have anything negative happening from chemotherapy. So I know people have done that. Yes, where were you?
I just really want to know, hunchback? What is hunchback?
Okay.
Buckel.
Okay, yeah.
Who?
Hunchback. Okay.
Oh, hunchback. I thought Hans Beck. I'm so Austrian now. You know, I'm hearing words in Austrian. It's incredible. Just after a few days here, I'm thinking, Hans Beck. Who is Hans Beck?
Hans is back.
Hunchback. Yeah. Also known as Hans Beck. Of Herbertsgrasser. Yeah, hunchback. Don't see so many of them anymore. There's curved back, you know. Hunchback of Notre Dame. was the movie from a long time ago, wasn't it? Where he had the bells, wasn't it? Something to do with bells, I think. So hunchback, I don't know if it's because they operate when the children are small or whether they don't let them live in the womb. I don't know what's happening, but we don't see as many as we used to a long time ago. In Nepal, you still see a lot. You know,
It's often malnutrition, no?
hmm?
It's often malnutrition.
Malnutrition, yeah. So maybe Africa, India, but even in India we don't see it very much. It's not so common as it used to be. But some people do have it, and when they do, I think it's terribly painful. You know, because your back is bent over in an unnatural position. So maybe a lot of pain and suffering. But also to remove the karma of having this in the next life, in future lives. It must come from a karmic effect. So not to have that karma to continue in the future, isn't it? Also thinking about the senses. You know, somebody has senses impaired, problems with their senses, not to be reborn with sensory problem in the future. Yeah? Okay, yes?
Did one of those 7 medicine Buddhas also specifically pray to have sentient beings in other realms, like in order to help gods, demigods, or animals?
Or,
because we mainly spoke about humans, or sentient beings in hell realms, but...
Well, hells, yeah, it mentioned hells. Other realms. I can't think of one offhand, but I'm just looking through again to see. Well, you know, the ones where it mentions cold, heat, hunger and thirst, you can think hot hells, cold hells, and hungry ghosts. That would be those 3. Then fear, anxiety would be the animal realm. It mentions desire, which is the human realm. Then the demigod and the god realm, caused by anger, aversion, animosity, jealousy, is the demigod realm. And then the god realm, wanting pleasure all the time. So it does mention extreme desire. It mentions also those to be killed by water weapons. Not so much, I think, to be killed, but where it mentions fighting, because the demigods go to the god realm and they fight because of jealousy, and then they come back to the demigod realm. So maybe where it says to be fighting, that could be the demigod realm. And supreme glory free from sorrow for those reborn, or to be reborn in the blackness of the great hells, which is the Vajra hell, the worst hell that there is. So it doesn't specifically mention, but you could apply it to those realms. And also the other way you can do it is that when you're reciting the mantra, you can think, well, these 7 mantras, or these 21, or this whole mala, this is for the cold hells, and this is for the hot hells, and this is for the hungry ghosts, and this is for the animals, and this is for the humans. So you can do some of the mala, or all of the mala, for each realm, so that you're individually pinpointing this realm, this is the suffering, and I do this mala for this suffering, and then this mala for this suffering. So you could do it that way too. Or if you're particularly concerned about one realm, you could imagine the 7 medicine Buddhas over that one realm. I mean, realm, you know, it's a bit confusing, because it sounds like, it's like Strasbourg, you know, that it's a place. And the realm isn't a place, it's minds experiencing a similar suffering. So you can imagine this place of suffering, and then the 7 medicine Buddhas above, and then the nectar coming down, soothing, healing, and then the light coming, transforming, and bringing enlightenment with it. You could do it that way too. Yeah? Any other? So if you're doing this practice for somebody that you're really concerned about, you usually do the 7 medicine Buddhas above that person's head, rather than above your head. So you visualize them, and then you do the 7 medicine Buddhas like that. But you've got the meaning of the 7 medicine Buddhas, so if time is really short, you could choose one of the medicine Buddhas, particularly for that person, and do that for that person. Okay? You understand, lady who doesn't speak English? Me, you, no speak English. Right? Ich verstehe etwas Deutsch. Now, what have I got? Oh yeah, mantra. So, this is Lama Zopa talking about medicine Buddha. The 5th Dalai Lama said to the Bhagwan, with equal compassion for all, whose name, when just heard, dispels lower realm suffering. Dispeller of disease and the 3 poisons, I prostrate to medicine Buddha, lapis light. So this is what the 5th Dalai Lama said. Then Lama Zopa says, the 5th Dalai Lama explains that the first verse expresses what medicine Buddha is and talks about the qualities. And Bhagawan means destroyer, qualified gone beyond one, or Chandande in Tibetan. Destroyer means not only destroyer of one's own gross and subtle defilements, the delusions, but also destroyer of other sentient beings' delusions and defilements. Qualified refers to 6 qualities. Gone beyond means gone beyond the oceans of samsaric suffering. So, when he's saying in this first verse, to the Bhagwan, with equal compassion for all, Bhagwan means somebody who can help all sentient beings to remove their gross and subtle defilements, delusions. Gone beyond means he has gone beyond the oceans of samsaric suffering, so therefore he's qualified to be able to help all sentient beings, to inspire them and bless them and help them to get them out of their suffering situation. So this is what Lama Zopa is saying. Then with equal compassion to all means medicine Buddha's compassion is equal towards all sentient beings. There are no discriminating thoughts. Medicine Buddha doesn't think, well, I'll help you, but I'm not helping you. Buddha doesn't just help those who have faith in him. Medicine Buddha has compassion to every single living being equally, and that includes us. So when you think I'm all alone, nobody cares, you can assume all the Buddhas care. The Buddhas are not leaving you out. You are included in their prayers and in their wishes to be happy and to be healthy. Whose name, when just heard, dispels lower realm suffering. Any living being who hears the name of medicine Buddha never gets reborn in the lower realms. Never. You look surprised. Your glasses have slipped down. You were so surprised your glasses went down. So, it's said that even if there's a bone of an animal and you recite the name and then you blow on the bone of the animal from 1,000 years ago, that will get that animal out of the lower realms. So this is what Lama Zopa says, that even that bone from 1,000 years ago, from the animal, if you blow on it, it will get that animal out of the lower realms. This is the power of medicine Buddha, not your power. The reason there's so much power is due to medicine Buddha's compassion. In the past, when he was a bodhisattva, he made so many prayers and dedications with strong compassion for his name to be wish-fulfilling, to bring happiness. So when you recite his name, it's wish-fulfilling. It fulfills your wishes. So be careful what you pray for. This is what you need to be careful. Be careful what you pray for, because he's going to fulfill your wishes. When he became enlightened, one of the 10 powers of a Buddha is the power of prayer. That means that all the prayers that have been made get fulfilled. It's extremely important in our daily life to practice medicine Buddha, to chant his name for animals. It's an unbelievably easy way to liberate yourself and to help others too. Medicine Buddha practice also purifies any broken vows, like pratamoksha vows or precepts. Pratamoksha vows are individual liberation vows. Refuge vows are pratamoksha. So not killing, stealing, lying, sexual misconduct, intoxicants. If you took them and you broke them, then Medicine Buddha would help you to purify them. Monks and nuns' vows are also pratamoksha. It's very powerful for purification and for healing sickness. Normally people think that Medicine Buddha is for healing, but it's not only that, it's also very powerful for purifying negative karma, very powerful for success. The Medicine Buddha practice is so precious. It seems that you can do Medicine Buddha puja for any purpose, any problem, anything. You can use the Medicine Buddha practice for any kind of problem, for court cases, to stop wars, to stop violence, anything. It's very good for business, for mothers who are pregnant to give birth successfully, anything. The practice can be done for anything. This is Lama Zopa speaking. So when he likes a word, he keeps repeating the word. So now he's repeated, I think 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, anything. He keeps saying anything. It's very powerful for success. And of course the most important success is to have the realizations of the Lam Rim, the path to enlightenment, to realize emptiness, develop wisdom, bodhicitta, guru devotion, to be able to give extensive benefits to other sentient beings. Dispeller of disease and the 3 poisons. The 3 poisons are ignorance, hatred, and attachment. The sicknesses of the mind from which come the physical sicknesses include depression, cancer, etc. I prostrate to Medicine Buddha, lapis light. So lapis is supposed to be the colour of the Medicine Buddha, but now Lama Zopa says maybe we shouldn't be talking about lapis. Maybe we should think about sapphire, because sapphire is a blue which is translucent. The lapis these days is a cheap quality which is a very dense blue. So it gives you the wrong impression of the type of blue we're talking about. It should be a translucent blue. It's a strong blue, a primary colour, but it's translucent. You can see through it. So the lapis that used to exist a long time ago was translucent. Now the lapis is cheap. You know, it's a dense blue. So lapis doesn't mean this dense, heavy quality of light or colour. It means translucent blue. Okay? Now I have to find the Medicine Buddha mantra. So any questions about that? Not difficult, is it? Okay. So I have the translation of the long mantra. This is from Geshe Lama Kuncho. This is the long mantra. So, here, on page 12, in the middle of the page, you can see the long mantra. On the 3rd line, you'll see it says Om Bekenze Bekenze. 4th line, Maha Bekenze Bekenze, Rajasama Gete Soha. Okay, so 2 Bekenzes, then 2 Bekenzes. In the 2nd mantra, then it says Taiton Bekenze Bekenze, Maha Bekenze, Rajasama Gete Soha. Only 1 Bekenze after Maha. So the reason I did that is because there's 2 lineages. One lineage, Rinpoche gives Bekenze, 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 Bekenze. Another lineage, Rinpoche gives Bekenze, Bekenze, Maha Bekenze. So what I discovered was, when you're reciting the long mantra, it's so long it doesn't matter whether it has 2 and 2. Bekenze, Bekenze, Maha Bekenze, Bekenze. Because you have to take 2 breaths anyway. With the short mantra, if you recite Taitam Bekenze, Bekenze, Maha Bekenze, Radza Samagati Soha, you can do it in 1 breath, I hope. But if you put an extra Bekenze, usually you can't get the second, you have to take a 2nd breath. So that's the difference in the 2 mantras. It doesn't matter in the short mantra. If you want to add an extra Bekensei, it's up to you. It doesn't make any difference. The only difference is how many syllables you have. If it's less than 15 syllables, you have to do more mantras. If it's more than 15 syllables, you do less mantras. So if you're reciting the long mantra is 10,000 mantras to complete your commitment. It's 10,000. But if you do the short mantra, I think it's 1 million. 1 million. I don't know why you're laughing. 1 million is not funny. So, but Rinpoche says, whether you choose the long mantra or the short mantra, it pretty much means time-wise, same time. There's not much difference. So, recite which one you feel comfortable with. The long one or the short one. Same. Then the meaning of the mantra, it starts off with Om. Then Om means everything auspicious. Auspicious. Not suspicious. Auspicious. You know, every mantra starts with Om. Om. It's 3 syllables. O, Ma. Om is 3 syllables. And 3 syllables mean auspicious body, auspicious speech, auspicious mind. May everything be auspicious of your body, your speech, and your mind. So this is why every mantra starts with Om. It's like it's saying everything auspicious, body, speech, and mind, for you. Then Namo means I prostrate. I prostrate. Bhagavate, having destroyed, or removing 2 obscurations. Two obscurations are the obscurations to omniscience and enlightenment. Guru Bendoya, Bekensei Guru. So Bekensei Guru, I'm following the long mantra. So Bekensei Guru, perfect master of medicine. Perfect master of medicine. Then Bendoya is lapis lazuli, signifying the medicine Buddha. Melted the paint. Then Prabharadzaya. So here it's 2 separate syllables. Prabha, Radzaya means King of Light. King of Light. Tathagataya, one gone to bliss. So now it's mentioning different levels of attainment. So what it's basically saying in this part of the mantra is that he's attained this level, he's attained this level, and he's attained this level. So realization of emptiness, bodhicitta, enlightenment, it keeps mentioning. So it mentions every level. So it's saying, actually he's achieved every level. It's just the Buddhist way of saying he's achieved everything. So Tathagataya, one gone to bliss or suchness, having realized emptiness. Arhata, an arhata is a foe destroyer, having removed the foe of delusion, foe, enemy. inner enemy, foe destroyer. Then Samyak Sam Buddhaya, pure, perfect, and complete Buddha. Samyak Sam Buddhaya, pure, perfect, and complete Buddha. Tayata, it's like this, it is like this. Then again we have Om, auspiciousness. Then Bekenze, medicine, 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 medicine. Mahabekenze, great physician. Then Bekenze Radza, king of medicine. Samagate is ocean of goodness. Soha, may all these pure and excellent things contained in the mantra take root in my mind. May all these pure and excellent things contained in the mantra take root in my mind. Okay? So you can see what it's doing is every time you recite the mantra, Lama Zopa says, you implant a seed, you're planting a seed of enlightenment on your mind stream. So with each mantra that you recite, you should be thinking closer to enlightenment, closer to enlightenment, closer to enlightenment. Because with each seed, you're planting the seed of enlightenment. The whole of the Lamrim path is in that seed. So you're planting that seed of enlightenment in your mind stream. And then also, you're going to be able to actualize the wishes of all sentient beings. Then the short mantra, you can work it out from the long mantra. Any questions? Okay? C.
I haven't got the last words before, so...
Samagate, ocean of goodness. You've probably never seen an ocean. It's water, big water. So, ocean of goodness. Ocean, maybe you could think limitless. So, you know, the ocean or the sky, Rinpoche often uses this as an example, you know, like skies of benefit, oceans of benefit. What it means is so many drops you can't count, it's countless. So there's no limit to the amount of goodness that you're going to be able to do when you become Medicine Buddha, or when you pray to Medicine Buddha, the amount of benefit they can be to all sentient beings. Any other? Okay, so then we'll look at the sadhana, and then I'll explain to you how it's structured and what you do with the sadhana. So we start with this one, this page, the first page, Medicine Buddha Sadhana. It starts with the visualization. About 10 centimeters above the crown of your head is a lotus flower. It doesn't give the color of the lotus flower, so you can visualize it as white, or it could be blue, It's up to you. Usually lotus flowers, in a simple visualization, it's white, and you visualize the white flower coming out of the mud. So the lotus flower symbolizes the bodhisattva, that the bodhisattva is in samsara, but not touched by samsara. So the symbolization of all Buddhas sitting on a lotus is they're in samsara, but they're not polluted by samsara. Above the crown of your head, facing in the same direction as you, then how big should the Buddha be? Many people think the bigger the better. Actually, it's the opposite way round. It should be as small as possible. You should make the medicine Buddha as small as possible. So my advice is, in the beginning, whatever size the Buddha is, accept it. You know, if it's this big, okay. If it's small, okay. Accept it's that size, but gradually bring it down to a smaller and smaller size. It should actually be about the size of half of your thumb. About that size. The bigger it is, the harder it is to maintain the visualization. Because you're using merit, you're using karmic ability to be able to project into your mind this medicine Buddha. So if you think of pixels, if you have a bigger Buddha, more pixels. So if you don't have so many pixels and you're stretching the visualization, then it becomes more hazy. It doesn't become clearer. And what you want is a very clear, vivid image, as if it's real. Okay? So smaller is actually better in the long run. But in the beginning, don't worry about the size of the visualization. I would just leave it as it is, but gradually get it a bit smaller, a bit smaller, a bit smaller. In the center of the lotus is a white moon disc. So this is a pure white color, and it's a cushion for your root guru. So the cushion should be, there's a tempur mattress, you know, one of these foam, you know, something very, very soft and luxurious. You shouldn't give a hard seat, you know, so that your guru sits down and goes, oh, you know, what a seat. So the feeling should be of a very soft cushion that you're offering for your guru. Then it says, white moon disc, and seated on the moon disc is your root guru. So, do you have a root guru? If you don't have a root guru, then you can think Medicine Buddha is your root guru. But if you take the initiation, automatically Lama Zopa becomes your guru. I don't know about root guru, but he becomes your guru. There's a difference between root guru and guru. Root guru is the person that you refer to for all of your practices, the direction of your spiritual life. Then guru, somebody who gives you vows, refuge, bodhisattva vows, any initiations, anything. They are a guru, but they're not necessarily root guru. You only have one root guru. Some people haven't found one. But if you have one, that root guru decides the direction of your spiritual life, and then the other gurus supplement the advice. So you should be very clear about this. If you have a root guru, then ask them the advice for your spiritual direction. The other gurus, you should tell them, my root guru said, blah, 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 what do you think? So you're telling your other gurus what your root guru said, so you don't get this confusing advice. I tell you the worst thing to do. You go to your root guru and you ask what to do. Your root guru says 600,000 prostrations. You smile, but inside you died. Oh, and by the way, where should I do it? Well, I think Bodh Gaya is a very good place. And you think, oh, I don't think I can do that. Your mind has not become like an ocean. Your mind has become quite small and limited. So you go to another guru, and you don't tell what the last one said, you just say, what do you think I should do? Oh, I think 500,000 Mandala offerings. Yeah, okay, yes, no problem. And then you think, well, I'm not going to do that. And you go to somebody else. So sometimes what people do is they shop around for the advice that they're looking for. Well, better not to ask, because you've just accumulated from one guru 600,000 prostrations, from another one 500,000 Mandala offerings, and then you're going to break your guru's advice. So this is really heavy karma, that you're asking for advice, but you're not going to follow it. So my advice to you is, if you can't follow it, say immediately, oh dear, I'm really not sure because I've got a back problem or a money problem or whatever it is. How can I manage to do this? Can you help me to work it out? But don't just smile, say thank you very much, yes I'll do it, leave, and then you have no intention of doing it. You go to another guru and now ask another guru for advice. This is the worst thing to do. And I have met people who do it. They think they're going to get what they want, but actually they're getting more and more advice that they're not going to keep. So it makes a problem between you and the guru. So this is the difference between a root guru and gurus, is the root guru is the one that you should follow for your life direction, spiritually, not job, relationships, all this, but your spiritual direction, which practices to do, how to do them, etc. Then the other gurus will help to supplement that advice. Does that make sense? You understand what I'm saying? Yeah? Okay. So, your root guru, if you don't have one but you feel very close to Lama Yeshe, for instance, or His Holiness, many people do, you could also visualize Lama Yeshe or His Holiness or Lama Zopa, somebody that you feel close to and you feel is your root guru. You may not have asked them, but you could visualize them. That person is the Dharmakaya essence of all the Buddhas. So the Dharmakaya is the absolute enlightened form of all the Buddhas, the enlightened mind of all the Buddhas, and that enlightened mind is appearing in the form of the medicine Buddha. So first of all you visualize your root guru, and then your root guru becomes medicine Buddha, is medicine Buddha. Because of emptiness, your guru is not inherently a sentient being, a human being, not inherently. So your guru can become medicine Buddha because of emptiness. If the guru was permanently as they are, they could not become medicine Buddha. But because they're not inherently existent, they can become medicine Buddha. So in your mind, first you need to think, my guru, but don't think of them as ordinary or human. You think of them as the Dharmakaya essence. So this guru is the essence of all the Buddhas in the form of your guru. And then that guru transforms into medicine Buddha, which is the essence of all the Buddhas. So when you're practicing medicine Buddha, you're also practicing all of the Buddhas simultaneously, because it's the Dharmakaya essence. Do you understand? I think you've all eaten too much food. They're all looking at me like... I think tomorrow we don't give them lunch. There we go. You see? I knew it. Don't feed them. This is the way to keep them sharp. So, he's blue. So you need to think of a blue that is a primary blue. Maybe this medicine Buddha is actually quite good. Some blues, they're not very nice or they're very dark, but this one is a good blue. So this type of colour, a primary blue colour. He's radiating light from his body, so the light that he's radiating is radiating in 10 directions. North, south, east, west, northeast, southeast, etc. That gives you 8 directions. What's the other 2?
Up and down.
Right. So you've got 8 directions plus up and down. In the gesture of giving the highest goal, his palm is facing outwards. This is the gesture of giving the highest goal. So he's got his palm facing outwards, which is his right hand. It's resting on his right knee, holding a stem of the aurora plant between thumb and first finger. So the thumb is bent over, and then this plant is being held by this thumb, and the plant goes straight upwards. The aurora plant is also called bendoya. So this plant still exists, and it's said to be a plant that can cure any sickness. Still used in Tibetan medicine, but they can't find very much of it anymore. They're having to go higher and higher into the mountains to find this plant. So it's locked in Menzikan, it's under lock and key because it's so valuable, and it's mixed into many of the precious pills, the strong medicine that they have in Tibetan medicine. So this plant represents a healing plant that will heal any sickness. The Medicine Buddha is holding that plant. In the mudra of concentration, which is the left hand with the palm upwards and resting in the lap, his left hand is holding a lapis lazuli bowl, so again a blue bowl, not small, not like this. Remember, it's the bowl in which they give food, so it has to be a large bowl, because otherwise you're visualizing this pokey little bowl, and you're going to give your Guru, Medicine Buddha, tiny amounts of food and an uncomfortable cushion. You're not creating a nice mind. So you're developing a nice mind that wants to give the best to your Guru. So a larger size bowl, not out of proportion with the body, larger size bowl and comfortable cushion, healing plant. He's showing he's got concentration, and he's showing that he's got healing abilities. The bowl is filled with nectar. It's a white-coloured nectar. The consistency is honey. The consistency of the nectar is honey. So it's not like yogurt, not like curd. It's a thicker nectar. If you're cold, if you have a sickness, you should visualize a golden-coloured nectar. You change the visualization. This is not said in the text, but I'm telling you. If you have a cold disease, visualize a golden nectar. If you're warm, then you visualize white nectar. Each drop of the nectar is a medicine Buddha. Each drop is a medicine Buddha. So each drop of that nectar is a medicine Buddha. This is important when the nectar is coming down through the crown of your head, that each drop that comes down is medicine Buddha and transforms your body into medicine Buddha energy, medicine Buddha nectar, medicine Buddha. He's seated in the full lotus posture, wearing the robes of a monk, and he has all the signs and qualities of a Buddha. So he's an ordained person. He's full lotus, which means very stable on the ground. His mind is not changing, his body's not rocking all over the place, and he has all the signs of a Buddha. Okay, up to now? Then, once you've got that visualization, you recite refuge. So I like to do it twice in Tibetan, once in English. So it's Sangye Chodan Soki Chodnam La Jancho Badu Dakni Kapsu Chi. Dagi Junso Kipe Sonam Ki Drola Pancha Sangye Drapa Sho. It's very nice for chanting, but I also like to say it in English so that we remember what the verse signifies, what it's saying in the verse. So in the verse it's saying, to the Buddha, the Dharma and the sublime community, the Sangha, the people around you, I go for refuge until I'm enlightened. From the virtuous merits I collect by practicing giving and the other perfections. I mentioned yesterday 6 perfections. May I quickly attain Buddhahood in order to lead each and every sentient being into that unsurpassable state. So you're, again, repeating your promise, I will liberate all sentient beings, using the 6 perfections, using my motivation, I'm going to liberate all sentient beings from their suffering. You're making it clear every single time you do this practice. Okay? If you're not comfortable, if you're not Buddhist, and you're not comfortable with reciting it, don't recite it. Don't recite it because you're making me happy, because you're not making me happy. You recite it because you want to recite it. As I said to you, there's people who are not Buddhist who do this practice. So if there's anything about this that you find difficult, any verses that you find difficult, don't do it. It's better than doing it and feeling discomfort. You check, why are you saying it? And if it makes sense to you to say it, you should say it. But if it doesn't make sense, keep checking until it makes sense. Alright? 4 immeasurables. This is very nice. It's a really nice practice that you can do every day. May all sentient beings have happiness and the causes of happiness. May all sentient beings be free from suffering and the causes of suffering. So, wishing others to be happy and wishing others to be free of suffering is offering love and compassion. Wanting them to be happy is love. Wanting them to be free of suffering is compassion. And you're saying, not only free of suffering and not only being happy now, but forever. So it's saying, and the causes of happiness and the causes of suffering. So may you remove all the causes of suffering, may you have all the causes of happiness, means not just for now, but forever. May all sentient beings never be separated from the happiness which is without suffering. What happiness would it be without suffering? What would it be? At the moment we have happiness with suffering. It's conditional. We have some suffering, then we want to remove the suffering, and so we eat some chocolate, and then we're temporarily happy. We've alleviated the suffering. Then the suffering starts to come back, and then again we look, oh, I need more chocolate. And then one day you're reaching for the chocolate and it's all gone, and then there's real suffering. So this is what we call ordinary pleasure. It's not real happiness. When we're talking about real happiness, we're talking about the bliss of enlightenment. So to have realizations and enlightenment, to become a bodhisattva, an enlightened being. May all sentient beings abide in equanimity. So the solution, how to change things, is to have the mind of equanimity. The mind of equanimity is different from whatever. It's a balanced mind. You know, it sees all beings as being equal. So this is the equanimity mind, as opposed to the mind that says, who cares? Whatever. Free from both attachment and hatred, holding some close and others distant. So what we need to keep checking, keep looking at is, am I leaning towards some beings and leaning away from other beings? Do I reject some beings? Do I get attracted by other beings? What am I doing with my mind? And by doing that, by leaning towards some beings and away from others, I'm creating karma. That karma is creating my suffering and stopping me from being happy. So the 4 immeasurables in relation to all sentient beings. Special bodhicitta, reaffirming your bodhicitta for the benefit of all sentient beings. I will quickly, very quickly, you can say quickly would be the sutra system, very quickly would be the tantric system. So 2 systems of enlightenment. Very quickly means tantric system. Attain the precious state of perfect and complete Buddhahood. For this reason, I will practice the yoga method of the Guru Medicine Buddha. Holding your mind to the practice of the Guru Medicine Buddha. Then the 7th in prayer, I think you know this anyway, but I prostrate to Guru Medicine Buddha. Prostrations are very good for arrogance and ego. When you have to prostrate, you put yourself lower, you're respecting and putting somebody else higher. So this is very good for humility, for reducing arrogance. Each and every offering, including those actually performed and those mentally transformed, I present to you. So you have, I think, some offerings on the altar. These are the ones that are performed, actually performed, and then mentally transformed. I explained to you yesterday, we do mandala offerings and we think coffee, chocolate, all the things that you desire, that you're attached to, you visualize them and you offer them up to the Buddhas. This way you make merit, and this you can dedicate for the benefit of all sentient beings. Every single day you should try and confess your non-virtuous actions from beginningless time, but also particularly today. So you have regret for the actions that you've done today, and then you purify the actions that you've done today. Here it says, non-virtuous actions accumulated since beginningless time, but remember the ones that you've done today. Okay? And then purify them, remove them, because you don't want to experience the suffering of them. I rejoice in the virtues of ordinary and noble beings. So this is rejoicing in what they're doing. You can think of people who fight fires, people who work in hospitals, people who keep the electricity going, the water going. You know, there's people working 24 hours a day so that we can have services. We often think because we pay for them, why shouldn't they? But actually to be grateful for the situation of having services. So all the good things that ordinary people are doing, but also the noble beings, you can think about His Holiness, the Dalai Lama, Karmapa, Lama Zopa, all these different beings, all the incredible things that they're doing constantly. You rejoice, it means you get some merit, at least half the merit of what they're doing. This is a very easy practice. You can lie in bed and rejoice all day and get heaps of merit, unbelievable merit. So if you're feeling sick, stay in bed and rejoice. As our guide, I request you, O Buddha, to turn the wheel of Dharma until samsara ends. Ananda, the assistant of Buddha, made a big mistake. When Buddha was passing away, Buddha said, I'm going to go. And Ananda said, okay, bye. I'm paraphrasing, but you know, goodbye. And then the second time Buddha said, I'm going to go. And Ananda said, well, you've worked hard, you're 82, you know, like that. But this was a big mistake of Ananda's. Ananda should have said, please live long. It's a mistake to tell your guru they should go. You know, it's not what you do. No matter what age they are, no matter what sicknesses they've got, it doesn't matter. Your job as a student is to ask your guru to live long. Then it ensures that you always have gurus, that they're always available for you. So here, it's solving that problem. It's saying, as our guide, I request you, turn the wheel of Dharma until samsara ends. Keep coming back again and again and again. So I've always got teachers. Then you're dedicating all your virtues, both your own and those of others. I dedicate to the ripening of the true bodhicittas, the attainment of Buddhahood, for the sake of all sentient beings. You're reaffirming your bodhicitta, saying, I want to liberate all sentient beings without discrimination. I'm not leaving out anybody. Then we do the Mandala Offering. I like to do in Tibetan and English. So as I said before, this is a traditional way of doing it. You're saying that the ground is anointed with perfume, it's got a beautiful smell, there's beautiful flowers. Mount Meru and 4 continents represents all the pleasures of samsara. Sun and moon represents bodhicitta and emptiness. You imagine this as a Buddha field and you offer it, may all living beings enjoy this pure land. So, I don't know if a lot of people really understand this visualization. And I think if you don't, go to a 5-star hotel where they've got really shiny floors, beautiful flowers, everything's perfect, and that's the beginning of the Mandala Offering. It's just a really beautiful situation without any dirt or dust, nothing to disturb your mind. It's incredibly beautiful, and then you magnify that beauty and you're offering that to all the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas. So again, you're creating a very beautiful mind, a mind of giving, of generosity, which means that you're going to receive the benefits of it to have resources to be able to benefit all sentient beings. Okay? Then you have to do this. That's easy, isn't it? I've tried explaining this many times, and I tell you, the left little finger goes behind the right little finger and makes a cross, right, like that. Then you put your thumbs down onto those little fingers. So you've still got a cross, and you got cross, and you put your fingers down, thumbs down. Don't let go of the cross, right. The next two fingers, the middle fingers, go up. That's Mount Meru. What is going on there? You're already looking like this. Put your hands flat, right? Cross your little fingers, just like that. So the right one goes underneath the left one. Yeah? Put your thumbs down. No, you're crossing your thumbs. Put your thumbs on the same side. Yeah. Then the next two fingers go up. Right. Then you're left with, what could be rude, two fingers, right? The right V goes between the left V. The two fingers go in between the left two fingers, and then you hold them. Now, you can come down. You can come down and have a look around, and you can help them, because you know how to do it, yeah. Once you've got it, don't move. She's going to put tape. Tape on your fingers, so you'll never lose this mudra. So, you cross your little fingers, you put your thumbs. Next two fingers go up, two fingers go between two fingers, and you hold. Let me see what you do with your two fingers. No, you're separating them. Keep your two fingers together. Put them between the left two fingers. Separate your left two fingers. Yeah. Now, one finger holds that one and one finger holds that one. Look at her.
Now stay forever. Das kommt irgendwann einmal, kannst du das. Wir müssen am Anfang auch durch die irgendwann mal. Auf der gute Zuerst Bild haben, dann der Hotel, dann rechts.
Also immer rechts, links.
That's good.
So irgendwie zu Anfangs.
Now you've got it better.
Yeah.
Not bad. Yeah. So once you understand, it gets better.
Strenger Blick.
Ja, was magst du da?
Das passt.
Locker. Locker. Jetzt kriegst du einen Krampf.
Und atmen nicht vergessen.
Und die Atmen nicht vergessen.
Ja, es schaut schon besser aus als vorher.
Ich schaue das auf jeden Fall. Hast du schon wieder eingestellt, oder was? Zeig das zusammen. Ja, trotzdem.
The examiner's coming. Actually, she's got really good fingers. Her fingers are really separate. Her fingers are really separate. So you can see it very clearly.
Und so schnell nachher dann?
Und jetzt ein Finger.
Was eigentlich?
Merkt ihr?
Hold it. Don't move.
Somebody can put this in my bag. Open my door at home.
You know, but one day you just go like that, and then you think, when was it difficult? You know?
It's like the shoulders.
Yeah, suddenly it's easy. But you know, when Lama Zopa's here, you do all these sorts of things. So if you know what the Tibetan is and you know how to do the mudras, you don't feel like such a new person anymore. You feel like now you're able to do these things. It's easier, isn't it? I think it's time for a tea break. It's 25 to 4. We have a tea break. Always good news, isn't it?
Yeah.
And then we can start again just on 4. Yeah.
Yep.